Hi. Today, I want to talk about why I don't want a hysterectomy. So I know this is something that's talked about a lot, and I've heard most of the reasons why most people don't want a hysterectomy, but here's the thing. I feel like therapists, doctors, just support groups, I just feel like everyone I've spoken to about this, about bottom surgery for example, never really realizes that having bottom surgery and having a hysterectomy renders me sterile. It means that I'm infertile and I'm only 23, and that's a very scary thought for me. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who feels this way because, I don't know, I don't hear people talking about it, and I know that that's not true. I know that anytime I feel something, at least one other person must feel this way. But I don't know, I feel like it's really downplayed and it's sort of like, not taken for granted. What's the word I'm looking for? It's almost as if it's expected of us, and it's like people don't even realize that it might be traumatic to not be able to have kids. But it's like if I were a cis woman, for example, and I had to get a hysterectomy because there was something wrong with my uterus, people would be very sympathetic and they would understand, like, wow, that's really tough. You're only 23 and you can't have kids anymore. I can't imagine what that's like. But because I'm a trans man, it's like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, you're having a hysterectomy, good, congratulations, it's probably great for you. And it's like, firstly, I don't want to carry kids, but even if I did, the act of carrying a kid is not inherently something female. We are brought to believe that it's something female, and you could go ahead and argue with me in the comments section. I'm not going to read it. I'm telling you now that if you tell me that carrying a kid makes me into a woman, you could just write your comment for the wind. I'm sure it'll appreciate it. But I just wanted to say that it doesn't make you less masculine. If you do want to carry a kid, it's just something that I don't want to do because I don't think I would be able to deal with the dysphoria and the hormonal mood swings and being off of testosterone, and I'm a very delicate flower. Even if I were getting my eggs extracted, which right now is not something that I could imagine myself doing because it involves treatments and people being around those parts, and I'm not comfortable with that, but it's just knowing that I have some genetic material really is important to me, and it really does make me feel better. After I've had bottom surgery, there's just this permanence and this lack of genetic material, and just knowing that I could never make a baby, ever. And I know that I could adopt, and I know that I could foster, and that's something that I've wanted to do my whole life anyway, and it's something that I've sort of thought of as, why not do that? Because all these people are having kids anyway, and they don't have anywhere to go, so why don't more people take those kids in? But it's just, all of that aside, there is still something that really hurts me about not being able to have kids, of just having that whole idea taken away from me. And I know there are a lot of things that suck about having a hysterectomy, like, for example, I'm going to be reliant on testosterone and medical intervention when it comes to hormones because my body will no longer be producing enough to sustain me on its own. That's something I'm okay with. I'm okay with taking testosterone for the rest of my life. It's something I never plan on stopping, but for me it's really just, am I the only one who's really traumatized by the idea of never being able to have a biological kid? Like, it pains me. And another thing that I feel like we don't talk about, like, I went to the Philadelphia Trans Health Conference and I went to this panel about making babies called Maybe Baby. And it's making babies for trans folk, and they talked about some things about, like, you know, dysphoria comes into play, whatever. I mean, they didn't really go into it, but there's one thing that I feel like maybe I'm just a petty baby about, but if I were dating someone who had a uterus and could carry and wanted to carry, I would be extraordinarily dysphoric about my partner having some other guy's sperm inside of them. There's just something about that really gets deep down and stabs me right in the fucking heart. Like, I don't know what it is. I think it's a mix of feeling already like I am not man enough, and it feels like there's this part of me that's missing, but it's also the whole, like, I can't produce sperm and this other fucking guy comes along and, like, impregnates my partner, and I don't know, there's just something about that makes me so fucking petty and so not okay. And I would never stop my partner from having that experience because I understand how important that is for some people to have. I would never be resentful for them wanting to have that. It's fine. It's just these are feelings that I have that I need to deal with that I don't know how to deal with. And I just wanted to talk about it because I'm like, I can't be the only one who has this feeling. So that's how I feel about having a hysterectomy and having babies and bio kids, and it's just, it makes me really dysphoric. Even if I had phalloplasty, I would be dysphoric because there's something about not being able to genetically have a baby that just fucks with me. I was just wondering if anyone else felt that way, and if you do feel that way, I'm just here to say, like, hi, hello, hi, you're not alone, it's me. And yeah, I don't know, maybe we could have a discussion about this, and I don't know, I just felt like it's something that I wanted to bring up, and I feel like it needs to be addressed. And even therapists, man, they're like, oh yeah, so when are you having the surgery? And it's like, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why someone might not be ready for surgery. It's incredibly difficult. You can't move for a fucking week or so after phalloplasty, and you have to rely on people, and that feeling of vulnerability fucked me up when I had top surgery, and that's like nowhere near what phalloplasty is gonna be. But like, anyway, it just sort of shocked me that nobody has ever really thought about that and how difficult that might be. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. That's it. That's the end of it. I have not much more to say about that. I just wanted to bring it up. Hope you all have a great week, and take care. Bye.